Hello everyone, Silent here and welcome to another episode of Truly Bedrock Season 1. It is episode 14 today, and today is going to be more of a progress-based episode. I just wanted to start off up here on top of this little mountain because this is honestly just a great overview of the village, and things are coming together pretty well. I haven't been up here since we completed the wall, but everything is looking pretty nice. Anyway, the project for today, of course, is going to be completing the giant Squid Farm, which is a couple thousand blocks in that direction over there, and then we might get into some other things as well, because there's not a ton to do on that. And just to get distracted immediately, I found a bug that I've been trying to reproduce for ages. So basically, if undead mobs are on top of lower half slabs, they won't burn in the daylight. As you can see, the drown is not burning. He's not pathfinding either. I don't know what his deal is. I've tried to reproduce this. It doesn't happen. So yeah, this guy's just chilling there. It's not like set up or anything. There's no blocks at world height. It's just kind of a weird random bug to find at the beginning of the episode randomly. He's just gonna stay there forever unless he walks away and runs into a cactus or something. So one of the things that I want to take care of today is actually doing some more spawn proofing here around our squid farm. This thing is pretty, necessary for all the shenanigans with the pebble currency system because we need ink sacs to make more books, to make more pebbles. But as you can see, there's a bunch of turtles in this area, and these guys actually share the exact same mob cap as squids and dolphins. And by these guys spawning out here on the sandy area, they're going to be preventing any squids from spawning inside of our farm. So I need to go ahead and I'm thinking slab this entire area. I'm not sure if slabs actually work, but I'm going to try it. I have a whole bunch of sandstone that I kind of over gathered for our sandstone wall at the village. And of course, we're in a literal desert. Sandstone isn't going to be too hard to get anyway. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and try and do as much spawn proofing around this area as I possibly can on a live stream. And hopefully my internet actually works. It's been dying every time I try to live stream, which is a really big headache. No idea what's up with that, but yeah, I'm gonna try my best to get as much of this spawn proofed as I possibly can. Do you see it yet? Do you see it? Now do you see it? Okay, hopefully you see it now, because I just used a totem for you, but we've done a bunch of actual slabbing in this area, and so far, it does seem to be having an effect. I have not seen any turtle menaces in the areas that we have slabbed, so we've done quite a bit of work. It turns out that underneath this slab platform right here, where we have the river, of course, we actually needed to drain that out, because the slabs allow fishies and stuff to spawn underneath the platform and in the water. So we actually rented ourselves a bunch of sponges and have since cleaned out this entire river, which if I knew that we would have had to drain this out, I wouldn't have built a platform above it, but it turns out that having a platform above it actually makes it a lot easier to drain. So as you can see, we've done a significant amount of work. The current plan is to come through here and knock out all these light sources, and then we won't have any turtles spawning or anything like that because they do require a high light level. I'm not really worried about having the, hostile mobs spawning down here. They're not going to affect the farm. They're not going to get built up. I doubt any are going to spawn in the first place. The mob cap is probably already full in this area. So yeah, I'm just gonna go through here, knock out all these torches, and then most of the perimeter should be completely done. So I'm pretty sure that the only areas that we really needed to spawn proof are the beach areas, because of course they can spawn in the beach biomes and the ocean biomes as well. So we went ahead and just did a bunch of extra spawn proofing. Hopefully they don't spawn like inside of the slabs. There is currently a whole bunch of different spawning algorithm bugs. I just made a Bug Rock of the Week episode on that, and all of the bug report links will be down below if you feel like helping out by upvoting them. You can actually see one of the bugs in action right there. Bunnies don't care about what they spawn on. So yeah, things are pretty much solidly done around here. I'm pretty sure I have spawn proofed everywhere that does need to be spawn proofed. I might go ahead and place down a couple extra slabs in these areas. I'm hoping that the redstone will prevent these guys from spawning, and if it doesn't, well, I don't know what I'm gonna do about that. I'm just gonna have to figure that out. Some of our hopper minecarts are actually hopping rails. Originally, I thought they were duplicating, but they're actually hopping rails. I have no idea how this is happening. I think it might be happening when we unload the area, and maybe they're right next to each other. Maybe the game forgets exactly where the minecart is, but you can see it happens kind of frequently. So if we go ahead and break that one, of course, we're not really gonna pick it up. Oh, we did actually pick it up. Okay, that's kind of a first. Usually these things go into the hoppers. But yeah, this one belongs right there. And then that one right there belongs on the other track. So I'm not entirely sure how to fix that. I mean, I guess I'm gonna go ahead and look around and make sure that all these rails are perfectly lined up and perfectly correct. I know that they are, but I need to double check it anyway. So I went ahead and checked all the rails in this entire thing, and they're all perfectly fine. The redstone is fine as well. No derps on my part, which is mildly surprising. But yeah, there's not really much we can do about the mine carts, you know, hopping rails. At some points, you just can't really do anything. It's Bedrock. What do you expect? But I did go ahead and, you know, set up some pressure plates here on the AFK platform. You can dance on them, like Dance Dance Revolution if you feel like it, or you can just stand on all four if you feel like being a little bit overzealous. But basically, these power a redstone line that is underneath the platform, and then that powers all of our minecart unloaders and allows all of them to actually function and send all the minecarts everywhere. So you have to be standing on this for the minecarts to actually be collecting items. I think that's about the best solution we can come to, and honestly, I should have just done that to begin with. So since we set up the perimeter on this thing, it's actually been producing like a lot of items. You can ignore those powered rails. I just went down there and changed up a little bit of the unloaders. But yeah, this thing has been producing a ton of ink. So we got 15 in that one, and we got like 47 over here, which is about, you know, 10,000% more than it was producing with none of the spawn proofing. And I did go ahead and do a few hours of AFK in the episode where I said I was gonna do an overnight session. My internet's not the greatest, so I wasn't able to do overnight. But we do have a fair and significant amount of drops from this thing. As you can see, we have plenty of bones. This is definitely going to be very, very good for an actual bone block shop, which is something that the server desperately needs. I've already been asked to build one twice, so I feel like there's a pretty good market for that. And I actually have a good place to build one as well, so we might set that up later in the series. But yeah, as you can see, we also got plenty of food too, so we could also set up like a little, you know, food shop and just sell like a bunch of stacks of this for like a diamond or a couple of pebbles each, and we'll be good. And overall, just like squid farms are pretty awesome. If you don't have one in your world, it might seem like kind of a big project for kind of useless drops, but they're actually pretty all right. I don't know what it is, but the moon rises over here with the icebergs biome. It just looks really, really awesome. There's actually like a little bit of a lighting glitch right there where the beacon used to be. You can see the perfect square of it. That's kind of ridiculous. I haven't seen a lighting glitch in a while, actually, on Bedrock. That's kind of surprising. What happens if we break it? Absolutely nothing. Huh. That's kind of strange. What's that, like the 4th bug in this episode already? Man, I really should have made a bug counter. Maybe that's something that we should do. Let me know in the comments if you guys want to see a bug counter for the series. I mean, I'm sure at this point, between all the members, we would need like 5 bug counters, but I guess it's never too late to implement a great idea. You can kind of still see it. It's a little bit hard. YouTube compression might be ruining it, but it's there. It's certainly there. I'm sure I'm completely forgetting something at this point, but I think that the entire squid farm is completely done. I can't think of anything else that needs changing. All of the redstone seems fine. The spawn proofing seems totally fine as well. I might need to go cover up like a few small areas, but otherwise things seem to be working totally fine. And there's actually squid right there. Look at that. That's absolutely perfect. So there we go. That is the proof in the pudding. There's even dolphins spawning in this now. This is brilliant. Dolphins and squids and turtles, they all share the same mob cap, so that's beautiful. Yeah, so this thing's actually working quite well. I do have, however, one more thing to actually take care of, and that is I rented some sponges from Liara because she has a little bit of a, you know, sponge rental service at the shopping district. It is 16 sponges for 5 diamonds for a full 24 hours, but I lost a sponge. And I don't want to figure out what the repercussions are for losing a sponge, so we're gonna have to go find ourselves an ocean monument and raid ourselves a monument. And you know what? I've been wanting to build a guardian farm anyway, so we may as well just go find a good one and like just claim it and then be pretty much set for a future project. Am I right? I feel like that's a great opportunity. Another 3 shulkers of random junk has joined the floor fight. So I just got done doing a little bit of preparing for finding an ocean monument and decided to kind of look at the seed because this is the actual area of the world that we're all basing in. And as you can see, there's not really that much ocean, like barely at all. It's mostly up here by Zap and Groova Guy in this general area. And if we look at a ocean monument finder using a chunk base, of course, you can see that there's pretty much only the 2 monuments up there, which I think Zap has claimed that one, and Liara has claimed the other one. You can see my cursor, right? Yes, good, you can. So the other closest one is at like 4,000 blocks away, 3,000 blocks away, 3,000 blocks away, and like 3,300. So I guess we'll go for whichever one is closest. It is going to be quite the flight, however. We just did not pick a seed that has that much ocean or that many ocean monuments. So here we are in the Nether, and I got myself the coordinates to the closest actual, ocean monument. You can see them in chat, the big coordinates there. I divided them by 8, and then I got the actual coordinates of where we need to build a Nether portal. We're going through the Nether because it's, 1/8 the distance, and then also we don't load in nearly as much terrain, so hopefully no one has explored this one. I have a feeling there might be, but I'm just gonna go for it anyway. If we find a portal out there, I guess we'll have our answer, won't we? But anyway, I need to go about another 200 blocks in this direction, and then turn left and go about another 100 blocks. Okay, so here's a little bit of a derp for you, but I've kind of been mining a tunnel going all the way out to, 425. There's already a tunnel going that direction, so someone has clearly, claimed the monument. But it turns out there was another tunnel, literally 1 block. Yeah, I don't know how I didn't notice that, but yeah, there's a whole another tunnel just right next to it. Oh my god. So I'm kind of curious who actually claimed this one, if they rated it all the way or not. I have a feeling this is Liara's monument. I don't think Zap, actually went this far out, but then again, I do not know the coordinates of his base. So I'm just gonna go out there and explore, see who claimed it, and then I guess we'll have to go find ourselves another monument. And I'm totally taking all this quartz because you know what? They didn't put a sign on this tunnel, so technically it's not claimed, and this isn't stealing. Okay, so going through the portal now, and I have no idea what's on the other side. I kind of want to be surprised. And it is a desert. What does this sign say? Liara got here before you. Well, dang it, I knew it was Liara. But what is out here? Oh, there is a monument. Dang it. I heard that she was actually tearing down a monument. Is this the one that she's tearing down? Or is this the one that just got raided for sponges? If it's just raided for sponges, that's sad. But yeah, this looks pretty torn down to me, pretty dilapidated. This is probably how they should naturally generate, but they don't because, what is even realism? So I guess we're gonna need to find ourselves another monument. Oh, there's a conduit out here. I don't have one of those. Actually, you know what? The coordinates here are -2400 by 3400. There might actually be a monument at 900 by 3400. So just like a bunch of blocks that way. So actually, if we go back through this portal, there might be a closer monument. She might have gone too far. Yeah, so this tunnel goes another 300 blocks in that direction to Liara's monument, but this is the original coordinates that I was trying to get to, so I guess we'll go through here and see if there's another monument, and hopefully there will be, because this would be way more convenient. Is there gonna be a monument? Oh, yeah, there is, and it's been claimed. By who? There is probably a sign on this. There's a sign on it. Who claimed it? DB? Maybe? Write your full name, people. Come on. Jeez, please. But yeah, there's literally nothing else out here. Dang it. Okay, we're gonna have to find ourselves yet another monument before we get ourselves mining fatigue. So here is another monument location. This one is on the far upper north of the map, and hopefully this one is not claimed. Would you look at that? There's actually a monument and it's not claimed either. Hopefully, I don't see any signs above this thing and it doesn't look to be like messed with here. Let's go into swim mode, do a little bit of water x-ray, and yeah, it looks like this thing is actually completely unclaimed. This is honestly like the second closest monument anyway, so that is pretty perfect. And I gotta say, this looks pretty cool. What's the moonrise look like? Even cooler. These water x-rays are just kind of cool. Soylent was here and conquered these lands and its waters, and that's not how you spell conquered, but you know what? We're going with it. Cool, so I'm gonna set up a little base of operations and then we can actually get to raiding this thing. Come here, pretty little cow. Come on, you're going on a road trip with me. So I suppose we're just gonna jump into this thing guns blazing because that worked out very well for us with the raid last episode. I don't see why that wouldn't work this episode. Let's get ourselves some milk, get ourselves some water breathing, and head into this thing. We should see the Outer Guardian Maybe there's not an outer guardian. There was also a hole. This better not be raided. No, no raids allowed here. We should be getting mining fatigue anytime now. Speaking of which, I'm just gonna go ahead and start mining through this place because we should see an Elder Guardian on this side. Don't tell me someone's actually raided this place. You didn't mark it if you raided it? Oh, come on now. Okay, let's head off to the other wing and see if there's an Elder over here because they're always on these two wings. Yeah. Oh man, tell me there's at least some sponges here. There better be at least a couple sponges. Because that's really all I need. The monument's fine. Like, that's great, we can still put it to use, but there's gotta be at least one sponge here for Liara. Oh yeah, someone's totally been here. God dang it, come on people, you gotta mark your monuments. I thought it was a little bit too good to be true. But, okay, well, I guess I'm gonna go ahead and do my typical way of finding sponge rooms. Basically, put a whole bunch of strip mines through this entire thing. Just a whole bunch of different tunnels. That way you guaranteed find every single room. And yeah, the person who rated this did not do that. So give me like 5 minutes. I'm gonna see if there's even a single sponge here. Well, there wasn't a single sponge in this entire monument. This thing was completely raided. And I'm still one sponge short for returning to Liara. So, I mean, I kinda have to find another monument. I can't just bring her back one less sponge than I rented. So I guess our journey continues. Sorry, cow guy. I'm gonna have to leave you here and go on to another monument. Oh, that was actually, oh, well, that was really good. There I failed. Oh, come on. One more try. And, oh, come on. Okay, this time for sure. Yeah, there we go, professional first try. It is very, very convenient having so many ender chests because then you can just kind of break these things for obsidian and make yourself some more nether portals. So this one is going to one that is technically outside the world border, but we are allowed to go past 4,000 for exploring and just not for building. So hopefully no one has actually claimed this stupid monument. If they have, I just won't even know. Hi, there's a mason out here. That's kind of cool. But if they've, you know, rated this one, oh my god, they have! Really? Come on, people. This one's outside the world border and everything. God, am I gonna have to go like 10,000 blocks away? Okay, 15th time is the charm. This one is like 6,200 blocks out, which might not sound that far, but the actual world border is 4,000. So if this one's been rated, I'm seriously gonna, like, I don't know what to do. But Geronimo, is there even a monument out here? Oh, that's kind of awkward. Oh, there is. Okay, good. That was about to be a whole nother story. Chunk base is very reliable. That would be very awkward for them. This one does not have a hole in the ceiling. And do I see a giant flipper fin? Oh my god, I do. It's not rated. Lovely. This is amazing. Oh hi, you were just glitching out. That's cool. Kill that stupid butt. Let's drink ourselves some water breathing. We got ourselves one sponge. Excellent, that is all that we need. Let's get out of here before we get the mining fatigue. And yeah, that's pretty much all we needed. Mission accomplished. Well, all we got from this one is a single sponge room, but I mean, it's technically more than we needed. We only needed one sponge and now we have 31 to our name, technically 30 once we repay Liara. And yeah, I've gone through this entire place, only a single sponge room. Normally, I have really, really good luck and I find like, 4 or 5 sponge rooms. I once found a monument that had 17 sponge rooms, like absolutely ridiculous. So I guess our mission for the ocean monument is completely done. I am pretty satisfied with that. Wish we got a few more, but 30 is pretty all right. So from all of that adventuring, we actually got ourselves a fair amount of loot. So we got, of course, the 31 sponges. I actually need to throw these things into the furnace real quick. I'm actually burning down all the netherrack. We got a ton of that. We got a fair amount of prismarine. That'll come in handy for any conduits that we find. Sea lanterns are cool. And we got an utter buttload of quartz. Like I just did probably about 1,000 maybe 1,500 blocks of tunneling in the nether. And that's actually like a lot. It didn't take that long to tunnel either. It's just like a lot of quartz. Once we break that down to Fortune 3, we're going to have a lot more quartz. So that is definitely one of the best ways that I have ever done of getting quartz in this game. Actually going around the nether can be very slow at times. So yeah, I'm gonna sort all this stuff out. And also, yes, this place is turning into an absolute mess. I need to get some proper storage going on, and that needs to happen very, very soon. So I have returned all of the sponges to Liara's shop, and now I'm gonna try and do a proper full night of AFK over here at the Squid Farm. Currently, we have 7 and 17 ink sacs. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put those in there with the rest of my stuff, and then I will come back to you guys in the morning once I've done a significant hourage of AFK, and hopefully we will have many, many stacks of ink. All right, so the AFK session is now over, and I went AFK for about 8 or 9 hours or so, not entirely sure. But just from looking at the farm, it seems like everything is still working perfectly fine, which is wonderful. However, the ink drops are not so reassuring. We'll take a look at that in a minute, but as you can see, we have ourselves just an absolute load of fishies and just other drops, and overall it's working pretty well on that front. Certainly enough of bones to last a lifetime. However, as you can see, we have 11 and 21 ink, and then in this one we have 10 and 20 ink. So the 41 ink sacs, that is from about the 9 hours of AFK. And then the 21, that's from about, 40 minutes of no one else being online. So people on the server have some alt accounts that are allowed to AFK at different stuff and things. And whatever this alt account is doing, and apparently Rogue Fox as well, they are loading squids or dolphins or turtles, and that is destroying the rates of our farm. So there's not too much we can do about that besides asking people to spawn proof their AFK areas. We could also do some more spawn proofing in this ocean and this river over here. We need to slab the bottom of it. That will prevent everything from spawning in the water, including drowns and squids and fish, just by putting a layer of slabs on the bottom. So that is something that we definitely need to do. As you can see, there's drowns. There's probably a squid or two in this area taking up the mob cap. So yeah, we need to do a little bit more work, and we need to get other people to do some work too. So no matter what, this farm is definitely very useful. I have plans to sell basically all of the drops from this thing, and we can even put the seagrass that we get from it to use as well with a turtle farm. So overall, everything from this farm is completely useful. We just need to do a little tiny bit, make it more work on the actual spawn proofing, because apparently we didn't do a good enough job. But that is pretty much going to do it for today's episode. I hope you guys did enjoy. Next episode, we're going to be doing some stuff at the village, setting up some storage systems, and probably having some fun as well. I got some ideas that I want to test out having to do with crossbows and massive explosions. So yeah, hopefully you guys do enjoy. If you did enjoy today's episode, of course, be sure to leave a like on the video. It does help out the video and the channel significantly. And if you're new here, maybe consider subscribing so you don't miss the next episode. But I will see you guys down in the comment section and in the next one. Thank you again for watching, and then there was silence.